Welcome back to ZE Coins. Today's story is about a coin many people have seen, some have spent, and a few have truly understood. This video dives deep into the United States of America 1973 D Mint Mark half dollar, a coin that often hides in plain sight yet continues to spark curiosity among collectors and everyday Americans alike. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you may never look at a half dollar the same way again. To truly understand the 1973 D half dollar, we must travel back in time. The early 1970s were a moment of transition for the United States. The nation was adjusting to cultural change, economic uncertainty, and a new era in coinage. Silver had recently disappeared from circulating half dollars, and Americans were still getting used to coins that no longer carried precious metal value in everyday use. This shift changed how people saved, spent, and collected coins. The half dollar itself already had a powerful identity. Introduced in honor of President John F. Kennedy after his assassination, the Kennedy half dollar quickly became a symbol of national emotion and remembrance. By 1973, the coin had settled into circulation as a copper-nickel-clad piece, yet it still carried the strong portrait and dignified design that made it special. The D Mint mark on the 1973 half dollar tells us it was struck at the Denver Mint. This mint facility played a major role in producing coins for circulation during this period. Denver coins were known for their consistency, quality, and large production numbers. The 1973 D half dollar was made primarily for everyday use, not for collectors, which adds an interesting layer to its story. Because these coins were widely produced, many people assume they are not important. However, history often rewards those who look closer. Coins made for circulation capture the true spirit of their time. They pass through countless hands, pockets, and cash registers, silently witnessing daily American life. The obverse of the coin features the strong profile of President John F. Kennedy. His expression is calm, forward-looking, and resolute. Designed by Gilroy Roberts, the portrait reflects hope and leadership, qualities Americans deeply associated with Kennedy. Around his image, the words liberty and the national motto are proudly displayed, reinforcing the values the coin represents. On the reverse, the presidential seal takes center stage. An eagle with outstretched wings clutches arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace. Stars surround the design, representing the states of the Union. This imagery connects the coin not only to Kennedy, but to the broader story of American identity. Unlike earlier silver half dollars, the 1973 D half dollar is composed of a copper-nickel-clad structure. This change gave the coin a brighter appearance and increased durability. While some collectors initially dismissed clad coins, time has shown that composition alone does not determine importance. The weight, thickness, and sound of the coin still feel substantial in the hand. It is larger than most modern coins, giving it a presence that many people find appealing. This physical quality contributes to why half dollars continue to attract attention even decades later. During the 1970s, half dollars were used less frequently in everyday transactions. Many people began saving them rather than spending them. Some were set aside as souvenirs, others forgotten in drawers and boxes. This pattern means that while many were produced, not all experienced heavy circulation. As years passed, the half dollar slowly disappeared from daily use. This disappearance gave the 1973 D half dollar a sense of nostalgia. It became a reminder of a time when American currency looked and felt different. Today, collectors look at the 1973 D half dollar with renewed interest. Condition, strike quality, and originality play major roles in determining its appeal. Coins that survived without heavy wear or damage stand out among the rest. Even though it is not a silver coin, it carries historical and emotional value that continues to grow. Modern collectors also appreciate the coin as part of a complete Kennedy half dollar set. Completing a date and mint mark collection brings satisfaction and deeper understanding of American minting history. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the search for varieties and minting errors. While the standard 1973 D half dollar is well known, subtle differences in strike and die characteristics can make certain examples more desirable. These details require careful observation and patience, rewarding collectors who take the time to learn. The possibility that an ordinary-looking coin could be something more adds excitement and mystery. This is why many collectors continue to examine their half-dollars closely, even decades after they were minted beyond numbers and condition grades. The 1973 D half-dollar carries emotional weight. It represents a post-Kennedy-era America, adapting yet still honoring the past. Coins like this serve as small, tangible connections to history. Holding one can feel like holding a piece of the 1970s itself. For some, it is a reminder of childhood, of parents or grandparents who saved coins. For others, it is an entry point into the world of numismatics. This emotional connection cannot be measured, yet it plays a powerful role in why coins remain meaningful. The story of the 1973 D half-dollar is still being written. As time passes, interest in classic modern coins continues to grow. Collectors who once ignored clad coinage are now reconsidering their importance. History has shown that today's overlooked coins often become tomorrow's conversation pieces. Understanding a coin's background, design, and role in American life adds depth far beyond face value. This is why learning about coins is as important as owning them. So the next time you come across a Kennedy half-dollar dated 1973 with a D mint mark, pause for a moment. Look beyond the surface. Remember the era it came from, the hands it passed through, and the story it still tells. Coins are not just money. They are history, art, and memory combined into one small object. Video dives deep into one such piece, the United States of America 1977 D mint mark half-dollar. This is not just a coin you might find tucked away in an old drawer or inherited from a relative. It is a symbol of an era, a reflection of American craftsmanship, and for many collectors, a fascinating object of value and worth. In this long and detailed journey, we will explore why this coin matters, what makes it special, and why so many people are still searching for it today. Setting the historical stage. To truly understand the 1977 D mint mark half-dollar, we need to step back into the atmosphere of the late 1970s. America was moving forward after a decade filled with social change, political shifts, and economic challenges. The nation was redefining itself, and even its coinage reflected this transition. The half-dollar, bearing the portrait of President John F. Kennedy, continued to serve as a tribute to leadership, hope, and national pride. By the time 1977 arrived, the Kennedy half-dollar had already become a familiar part of American life, yet it still held a sense of dignity and respect. The meaning behind the Kennedy design. The Kennedy half-dollar design is one of the most recognizable in American coinage. On the front, the strong and calm profile of President Kennedy represents optimism and vision. His legacy had already become deeply woven into American identity, and the half-dollar served as a daily reminder of that legacy. On the reverse, the presidential seal stands as a symbol of authority and unity, reinforcing the idea that this coin is not just currency, but a miniature monument to the nation itself. The 1977 D version carries the same iconic design, unchanged yet timeless. Understanding the D mint mark. One of the most important details for collectors is the mint mark. The small letter D on this half-dollar indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint. This mint has a long and respected history of producing high-quality coins for circulation. The presence of the D mint mark is more than just a letter. It connects the coin to a specific place, a specific production process, and a unique story. Collectors often seek out Denver-minted coins for their sharp details and consistent quality, which adds to the appeal of the 1977 D half-dollar. Composition and craftsmanship. By 1977, the composition of the half-dollar had already changed from earlier decades. No longer made with high silver content, this coin reflects the economic realities of its time. Its copper and nickel layers were designed for durability and long-term circulation. While some may initially overlook these coins due to their modern composition, true enthusiasts understand that value is not determined by metal alone. Condition, rarity in high grades, and historical context all play crucial roles in determining worth. Circulation and everyday use. During its release, the 1977 D half-dollar was intended for everyday transactions. However, half-dollars were already becoming less common in daily commerce. Many people chose to save them rather than spend them, simply because they felt different and special compared to smaller denominations. This habit of saving half dollars helped preserve many examples in decent condition, which is one reason they are still found today in collections and estates. Condition and collector interest. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. The 1977 D half dollar can be found in a wide range of states, from heavily worn pieces to beautifully preserved examples. Coins that show strong detail, clean surfaces, and minimal marks naturally attract more attention. Collectors carefully examine factors like luster, strike quality, and overall eye appeal. Even small differences in condition can dramatically influence how desirable a coin becomes in the collector market. Errors and special characteristics. Another reason collectors are drawn to this coin is the possibility of minting errors. While not extremely common, errors such as off-center strikes, double details, or unusual surface features can significantly increase interest. These variations turn an ordinary coin into a unique collectible. For enthusiasts, the thrill lies in the hunt, carefully inspecting each coin for something out of the ordinary that sets it apart from the rest. Why this coin still matters today in a world dominated by digital payments and virtual transactions. Physical coins like the 1977 D half dollar serve as tangible connections to the past. They remind us of a time when money had weight, texture, and sound. For collectors, historians, and even casual admirers, this coin represents more than monetary worth. It tells a story of American resilience, design evolution, and the enduring legacy of President Kennedy. Building a collection around it. Many collectors choose the 1977 D half dollar as part of a broader Kennedy half dollar collection. Completing a set from different years and mints can be deeply satisfying. This particular coin fits neatly into such collections, offering a snapshot of the late 70s. Its availability makes it accessible, yet its historical significance ensures it never feels ordinary. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, this coin offers both educational value and emotional appeal. Market perception and long-term interest. Over time, interest in modern-era coins has steadily grown. Collectors are increasingly recognizing that coins from the later 20th century deserve attention and respect. The 1977 D half dollar benefits from this shift in perception. As more people look back at this period with nostalgia and curiosity, demand continues to rise. This growing appreciation plays an important role in shaping how the coin is viewed in terms of worth. A coin with quiet power. What makes the 1977 D mint mark half dollar truly attractive is its quiet power. It does not shout its importance through precious metals or extreme rarity. Instead, it invites you to look closer, to appreciate design, history, and context. It rewards patience, knowledge, and genuine interest. For many collectors, this subtlety is exactly what makes the coin so compelling. Final thoughts before the reveal. As we come to the end of this detailed exploration, it becomes clear that the United States of America 1977 D mint mark half dollar is far more than a simple piece of change. It is a historical artifact, a collector's treasure, and a symbol of an era. Its value lies not only in what it can be worth in the market, but also in the stories it carries and the connections it creates between generations of Americans. Video is dedicated to a coin that many people overlook, yet collectors quietly admire for its story, its symbolism, and its potential worth. We are diving deep into the United States of America 2000 D mint mark half dollar. This is not just a piece of change. It is a snapshot of American heritage, a reflection of national identity, and for some, a surprising store of value. So sit back, relax, and let's explore why this particular half dollar continues to spark curiosity among collectors and everyday coin lovers alike. The legacy of the half dollar in American history. Why the half dollar has always held a special place in American coinage. Larger than most circulating coins, it has long symbolized strength, balance, and importance. From its earliest designs to modern issues, the half dollar has often been chosen to honor major figures and pivotal moments in United States history. By the time the 2000 D mint mark half dollar was struck, the coin already carried decades of tradition and recognition. Even as everyday use of half dollars declined, their presence in collections and vaults remained strong, giving them an almost legendary status among modern coins. The Kennedy design and its emotional impact. One of the most powerful aspects of this half-dollar is its design. Featuring President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the coin is deeply tied to a moment of national mourning and remembrance. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced as a tribute following a tragic chapter in American history, and its design has remained largely unchanged ever since. The portrait conveys dignity, optimism, and resolve. For many collectors, owning a Kennedy half-dollar is not just about metal and mint marks, but about holding a piece of shared American memory. The 2000D issue proudly carries this same emotional weight. What the D Mint mark represents. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the most respected and productive mints in the country. The Denver Mint has a reputation for quality strikes and consistent production standards. Coins bearing this mint mark are often sought after by collectors who appreciate subtle differences in strike quality and finish. While millions of half-dollars may have been produced around this time, the D Mint mark adds a layer of identity and collectability that sets it apart from coins struck elsewhere. Composition and physical characteristics. The 2000D half-dollar is composed of a copper core clad with outer layers of nickel. While it does not contain silver like earlier Kennedy half-dollars, its size and weight still give it a solid, satisfying feel. The edges are reeded, the surfaces are detailed, and the overall presentation reflects modern minting precision. Collectors often admire how the design elements catch the light, especially on well-preserved examples. Even without precious metal content, the coin's craftsmanship contributes significantly to its appeal. Why modern half-dollars still matter? Some people assume that only old or silver coins are worth attention, but modern half-dollars tell an important story of their own. They represent a transitional era in American coinage, when usage declined but collector interest quietly grew. Many of these coins were saved directly from circulation, stored in rolls, or placed into collections shortly after release. As a result, high-quality examples remain available, yet demand continues to rise as more people rediscover the half-dollar series. The 2000D issue stands as a perfect example of this modern collectible phenomenon. Condition and collector interest. Condition plays a crucial role in determining how much attention a coin receives. Coins that show minimal wear, strong detail, and clean surfaces are especially attractive to collectors. The 2000D half-dollar is often found in excellent condition because it saw limited circulation. This makes it appealing for those who want a visually impressive coin without the challenges of finding rare early dates. Collectors enjoy searching for sharp strikes, smooth luster, and eye appeal, all of which can elevate the desirability of this coin. The story behind its value in coin collecting is not just about rarity. It is about demand, condition, historical significance, and market perception. The 2000D half-dollar benefits from a combination of these factors. It represents a well-known design, a respected mint, and a time when half-dollars were no longer commonly used in everyday transactions. This created a situation where many coins were preserved rather than spent, fueling long-term collector interest. Over time, this steady interest has supported its worth in the numismatic marketplace. Why collectors still seek it? Why collectors are drawn to this coin for many reasons. Some want to complete a date and mint mark set of Kennedy half-dollars. Others appreciate the historical continuity of the design. New collectors often find it accessible and rewarding, while seasoned collectors value it as part of a broader collection strategy. It also appeals to those who enjoy modern United States coinage, offering a balance between affordability and historical relevance. The 2000D half-dollar quietly continues to earn respect within the collecting community. A coin that connects past and present. What makes this coin especially interesting is how it connects different generations of collectors. Older collectors remember when half-dollars were still occasionally seen in circulation, while younger collectors encounter them primarily through collections and online marketplaces. The 2000D half-dollar sits right at that intersection, representing the end of an era and the beginning of a new kind of collecting culture. It reminds us that even modern coins can carry stories worth telling. Final thoughts for collectors and viewers as we wrap up today's exploration: remember that coin collecting is about more than just numbers. It is about history, artistry, and personal connection. The United States of America 2000 Mint Mark $half may not always be in the spotlight, but it has earned its place in collections across the country. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting to explore the world of coins, this $half offers a meaningful and rewarding experience. Today, we are diving deep into the story, meaning, and value behind the United States of America 2023 Mint Mark $half coin. This is not just a piece of metal. It is a reflection of tradition, change, and the enduring spirit of American coinage. The $half has always had a special place in the hearts of collectors. Larger than most circulating coins and rich with symbolic design, it feels important the moment it rests in your palm. The 2023 Mint Mark $half continues this legacy, blending classic elements with modern minting excellence. Even in an age dominated by digital payments, coins like this remind us that physical currency still tells stories no screen ever could. Let's start with the mint mark itself. The letter D represents the Denver Mint, one of the most respected and historically significant mints in the United States. The Denver Mint is known for its high production quality and precision, and coins struck there often attract attention from collectors who appreciate consistency and sharp detail. When you see that small d on the coin, it signals not just where it was made, but the standards it was made under. The design of the $half is instantly recognizable. The obverse features the iconic portrait of John F. Kennedy, a design that has remained largely unchanged for decades. This portrait is more than just an image of a former president. It symbolizes hope, leadership, and a pivotal era in American history. On the 2023 issue, the details of Kennedy's hair, facial features, and expression are crisp, giving the coin a refined and dignified appearance. The inscriptions surrounding the portrait reinforce national ideals and add balance to the overall design. Turning the coin over reveals the majestic eagle on the reverse. The eagle, a long-standing symbol of American strength and freedom, spreads its wings proudly. This design captures a sense of motion and authority, reminding us of the country's resilience and unity. On the 2023 Mint Mark $half, the reverse design appears especially clean, with sharp lines and well-defined textures that showcase modern minting technology. One of the most interesting aspects of the 2023 Mint Mark $half is its place in the current collecting landscape. $half are no longer commonly used in everyday transactions, which already sets them apart. Many people go years without seeing one in circulation. Because of this, newer $half often end up saved rather than spent, quietly accumulating in collections, drawers, and albums across the country. Collectors are drawn to this coin for several reasons. First, it represents a contemporary issue that still connects directly to a long-running series. Second, its Denver Mint origin adds a layer of desirability for those who collect by mint mark. Third, the coin reflects the quality and consistency of modern United States coin production, which appeals to both seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. Condition plays a crucial role in how the 2023 Mint Mark $half is perceived. Coins that remain in uncirculated condition, free from scratches, wear, or discoloration, naturally stand out. These coins preserve the original luster and fine details intended by the designers and mint. For collectors, finding or preserving such a coin feels like capturing a perfect moment in time. There is also an emotional aspect tied to collecting modern coins. Some collectors focus exclusively on older, historical pieces, but others appreciate the idea of collecting coins from their own era. The 2023 $half becomes a snapshot of the present, something that future generations may look back on as a representation of early 21st century America. Another reason this coin sparks interest is its accessibility. Unlike rare, centuries-old coins locked away in museums or private vaults, the 2023 Mint Mark $half is something that everyday people can still obtain. This sense of accessibility makes collecting feel inclusive rather than exclusive. It invites curiosity and encourages people to learn more about numismatics without feeling overwhelmed. From a design perspective, the balance between tradition and modernity is one of the coin's greatest strengths. The familiar imagery offers comfort and continuity, while the sharp strike and clean finish reflect modern standards. This combination ensures that the coin feels timeless rather than dated, even though it belongs to a specific year. The story of the half-dollar itself adds depth to the 2023 issue. Once widely used in commerce, the half-dollar gradually faded from everyday use. Yet it never disappeared. Instead, it transformed into a coin more closely associated with collectors, commemorations, and special issues. The 2023 D-Mint Mark half-dollar continues this evolution, existing at the intersection of circulation and collectability. For those who collect with an eye toward the future, this coin represents potential. While it is a modern issue, its appeal lies in its condition, mint mark, and the enduring popularity of the Kennedy half-dollar series. Coins like this often gain appreciation not just in monetary terms, but in historical and sentimental value as time passes. Even for non-collectors, there is something satisfying about owning a half-dollar. Its weight, size, and design give it a presence that smaller coins lack. Holding it can spark conversations, memories, and curiosity. It becomes a gateway into the larger world of American coinage and history. As interest in tangible assets continues to grow, coins like the 2023 D-Mint Mark half-dollar stand out as symbols of stability and tradition. They remind us that value is not always about immediate use, but about story, craftsmanship, and connection. Now, as we reach the final moment of this journey, let's talk about what many of you are most curious about. After exploring the history, design, mint mark, condition, and collector appeal of the United States of America 2023 D-Mint Mark half-dollar coin, its value and worth in money is $25.268.